All right, it is Thursday. It's almost 10 o'clock, January the 15th. Let's start with something I think is pretty important. Most people do not, but I do. And I'm right about this. I'm not wrong. Transports, new historic high at 1.8%. Impressive, right? Also note that recent price structure. Look at that. What is that? What is that? That is a baby bull flag. So, Friday we'll probably see a marginally higher high and then, chop into OPEX in a long weekend. Look, 18,384, target is 20K. Now, clearly 20K is not going to be printed either in February, maybe in March or April. I think 20K is viable then. So, but look, this is the breakout here. Look, this is the breakout. Consolidation, breakout. Off we go. Very bullish for the main market. Russell. Oh yeah, look at that. Another index high. All-time high. And yeah, today's candle's a little bit spiky. There's a teeny bit of selling in the afternoon, but hey, that's two indexes for two leaders, as I call them. New historic highs. Bodes pretty damn bullish for the main market. Now let's see if stock charts have updated. I haven't checked yet. Let's see what we get. Okay, stock charts is updated. So gold settled down. What's that? 1595, 0.3%. It's not a bull flag, but we're just calling back from yesterday's historic high, right? That's all it is. We could even call back to the 50 day. That doesn't look. There's no chance of that. That's not going to happen. We're clearly on our way towards 5,000, which does look realistic. Late February. Yep. So I keep trying to keep the dates on the bottom of the screen so you can see. Other thing, silver. Let's see what silver did. So I don't like this. Stock charts doesn't cover it because silver actually had a bit of it doesn't really remotely cover today's price action. According to stock charts, silver was down 82 cents, 0.9%, 92.33. Now, if we look at an SLV daily chart, though, look at the candle on this. This is a much better candle because it shows you that we were a lot lower. And actually, also today's candle is a hollow red reversal, which actually leans bullish for Friday. So yep, I mean, we could be down tomorrow, but I wouldn't expect much of anything. Something to note, actually, this is something I've overlooked a little bit recently. Look at the volume. Big surge in October, eases back because, this was a consolidation chop, and you see the highs building and building. Big high there on that little burst there. Cools back, of course, and yeah, of course, that was year end, early New Year. I mean, that's an all-time high, right, in volume yesterday. A little bit weak, lower volume today, but again, the the big money is piling into silver still. We know where we're going, right? We know silver's got to go a long, long way up in the years ahead. I just check on the miners. Yeah, minus 0.3%, much in line with the S&P. Yesterday had a black candle that did play out early this morning when silver and gold were at their lows. All right, let's see how many we can get through. Um, yeah, Apple closed down 0.7. I'll be the first one to say, look, the structure is a bear flag. Bear flag would be confirmed if we go under 255, which is only $3 down. Um, Tomorrow will be kind of important. In theory, I don't think we're going to do it. I think we should see the buyers come in tomorrow and settle positive. All we got to do is go above the 10 of May and then we go to the 50 day. Earnings, January 29th should be fine. In my view, that's a buy. I'm going to jump through some of these a bit faster. I don't know. I'm indecisive. American Eagle, 0.5%. Yeah, First Majestic was knocked down in the morning with silver at the lows, but you can see You can even see today's candle. I've not marked the gap, but you can see that it basically filled the gap, right? And I did a special subscriber post on this one. I've also spoken about it publicly. $20. This, you can argue, oh my God, it's up from 5 to 20, right? So 4 times. But this should be double that price. It's got a long way to go to catch up. Just to catch up. AMD was up 6% on TSM earnings, which were excellent. There was some selling, but again, it's another close above the 50-day. So that's a positive. Amazon, black candle, short-term bearish for early Friday. Barrick Mining, yesterday's black candle played out. Again, these stocks don't have to go up every day. Boeing, SIG gains up 2%. Look at it. Look at the consistency of this. You break above a 10 MA there, right? You get stuck at the 15 or 200 day. You chop around and you find support of a 10 MA. Isn't that interesting? Find support of a 10 MA. And again, we just keep going. That's why I highlight the 10 MA. Good day for Baba. Got to be bullish for Chinese market. Bank of America set up 0.2%. That is a black candle. Leans bearish for early Friday. I wouldn't expect much though. Don't care about Bitmine. It was low with Bitcoin. Caterpillar, new historic high at 1.3%. Very impressive. Kamiko, another good day for the uranium miners. We might print a new historic high. If not, well, there's always next week, right? Carnival, yeah, the shippers were down. Don't know why. Market just selling them off for some reason. Cleveland Cliffs up 2.5%. Again, it's still a bit of a mess on a broader time frame. Coinbase down 6%. Yesterday's had a little rejection from the 50-day. I don't think this low will be taken out. But hey, here's more interesting. Deckers up 1.5%. Actually, today's candle is bullish engulfing. I definitely remain bullish to 125 with a grander target of 150 by late summer. Disney a little touch weaker. Endeavor Silver, kind of like First Majestic, sold off in the early morning, filled the gap, bullish engulfing candle. Also, yesterday's black candle played out because we were initially down. So this is 11. You got to think, hey, where can this go? I mean, 20, 25 by late summer, maybe. Ford, just a bit of cooling. Again, generally the 50-day is holding. Freeport, settled down a little bit, but that's a reversal candle. Bullish for Friday. Google down 0.9. Again, it's just a little bit of cooling. Home Depot up 0.8. I mean, you could even argue there's a baby bull flag there. Earnings early February. This should go to 400. Heckler, very similar to First Majestic as it should be. That's a bullish engulfing candle. Up 6% actually. Look at that. That's a pretty good Thursday candle. I like Heckler. Intel, multi-year high, but it did cool back. Again, doesn't have to close up every damn day. You can have sporadic drops. You see the sporadic drops here, look, just in this little wave here. You got lots of little drops. It happens. Again, look at that. 18. Nobody wanted to buy it in the 18s. Although I was buying it Intel in the 19s over here last January. Joby up 1%, mostly consolidating. JP Morgan is floor building. KKR, don't care. Kinder Morgan, don't care. Lockheed, yeah, look, just, you can see this morning it was down in the morning, then the buyers came in, she have a little spike floor, and, 579 new cycle high. Got to be bullish, the War Machine. Meta, it's up 0.8, but, you know, you got to think that this red gap is a pretty powerful magnet. MP materials down 3.7. Long-term bullish though. Microsoft, yeah, I mean, look at this. It's broken. It's just short-term broken, and it's this kind of magnet of orange gap around 425. Micron, gains just cooled back. It's just look at actually Netflix. Netflix settled down zero point 0.6 at 88.05, which is a new cycle, new closing low. Yesterday's bearish engulfing candle played out. Next Tuesday, we'll see earnings. I'm guessing there's pretty high threat that the 82s from April will be taken out. And below that, 70. The cautious one in the buy will be waiting. Nike, one of my personal favorites, down 1.5%. Again, look, it's had a good run from 56 to 67. It's just cooling back. Look at the little spikes. The spikes are sell signals, so it's just selling off a little bit. Maybe it'll come down to the 50-day on Friday morning. Once the key issue will be once it breaks above 70, that'll be decisive, and we're off we go to 90. Again, I would keep in mind that might not happen until the late summer. Oklo, just a little bit of short-term cooling, that's all it is. Pan American silver, like the other miners. Yesterday's black candle played out. Today's candle is a reversal. 55. If silver's say 110, this should be at least 70 to 75. Yeah, I like it. Palantir, just a bit of a chop fest. It's going to be frustrating for Mr. Berry. PayPal down 1.6, not great. This is not pretty at all, is it? A red cat, yep. Got to be bullish drones. Rocket Lab, new historic high, just a fractional new high. It did settle down 1%, but that candle is a reversal candle. So it's just a matter of when Rocket Lab prints $100. I could see that happening in maybe late January, early February earnings. I'm not sure when earnings come out. Not going to check right now. But SMR, uh, down 4.5%. That's a buy in my view. We have the intersecting 10 MA 50-day. Structure is a bull flag. In theory, we should be $30 by late February. Yeah, yeah. $30, 200 day by late Feb. That's $12. $12.18 is 65, 66%. There's a trade there. Target. Again, you can see the early weakness, but they came in and bought it. 1.2% up, 111. Soft target 115. Bigger target 145. Again, that's probably some months away. Tesla, chop fest. Take two, just a little bit of weakness there. United Airlines up 4.8%. Yeah, probably got to print a new historic high, right? Within a week or two. Uranium Energy, that might be a new historic high. I think it is, yeah. United Health up 1.2%. So despite Trump coming out today and talking about how his new healthcare plan is going to help some people, I'm guessing it will. I'm guessing some people will do slightly better under Trump's new healthcare plan. But the insurance industry, the stocks, the market is seeing through it as thinking this isn't going to be anything of significance. And at today's candle looks like it's a baby bullish hammer. I lean net bullish. I think we're going to tag this giant green gap. Uh, Clearly, maybe not until. I mean, it could be done. It could take some months, maybe April, May, June to get there. But this looks prone. And Exxon, just a little bit of cooling because oil cooled back from what, the 62s to the 58s. Actually, today's candle is it's closing at the open, so it does qualify as a hollow red reversal candle. So it leans net bullish for Friday. Okay, what do I want to end on? Hmm. Oh, no, I should end on what I started. Yeah. So new historic high for the transports. If we go to a weekly chart, look at this. Last week's candle was strong. We did see initial selling this week, but the buyers have come in again. New historic high. Pull out the chart to a monthly, and look, we are up for the what's that? 4. We're higher for the 8th month of 9. Look at this little chop here. It's just consolidation, and off we go again. We've taken that. We're finally. It took 5 years, 5 stinking years to clear this high. And so now the next target it might be basic target is 20K, right? Again, that's probably going to take a few months. It does look possible by the end of March, not February. February's not enough time, but March, yeah, we could see 20K in March by early spring. And the issue is then, okay, when we get an RSI above 70, how long do we remain overbought? Because we weren't overbought here for very long. But in this case, in the previous cycle, we were overbought for over a year. So you could maybe think the transports is going to be net bullish into 2027. And yeah, that's jumping the gun too much, isn't it? But it's okay. It's okay to ponder about the distant future sometimes. But yeah, the only other thing is tomorrow's OPEX. Got to expect subdued chop. If I had to guess, okay, here's my guess for tomorrow. I think we open a little bit weak, but only 10, 20 points. I'm guessing the S&P will be penned around 69.50. And you could still see a new historic high in the transports and the Russell. And maybe S&P 7K next week after the long weekend. But on that note, I will wish you a good Thursday evening, and hopefully Friday will just be a quiet day. Be good.